Good morning and welcome to Pope John High and Middle School here on the campus of the Catholic Academy of Sussex County in Sparta, New Jersey, as the Pope John Junior Lions get set to take on the Toms River Warriors. Mike Formisano calling today's action for you as the Lions, 1-5 on the season, look to defeat the River Warriors, Toms River Warriors, this afternoon. Today is the last scheduled game of the season, but we spoke with Coach Cofrancesco earlier, saying we may have an extra game or two that they add to the schedule, so we'll wait and see on that. So for right now, the last scheduled home game for the Pope John Junior Lions, and that'll get underway in just a few minutes here at Pope John High and Middle School. So it looks like the Toms River Warriors will be kicking off to Pope John as they're teeing up the ball right now. Pope John looking to go to 2-5 on the season as we're getting set to get started here. Let's do it from Pope John High School, the Lions and the Warriors, and here's the kickoff. From the 40-yard line, and we got whistles on the play. That was Ryan Lambraglia going ahead and taking the kick, but a whistle on the play will stop action for a minute. So it looks like we'll get a re-kick. Referee's talking to the head coach of the Pope John Lions, Jared Cofrancesco. Assisted by Jason Cofrancesco, Dan Platt, Nick Carlson, and Tom Staub. Team manager Rebecca Staub. We'll get your rosters in just a minute. Here's the kick. And it goes down to about the 42-yard line where it rolls out of bounds. And the Pope John Lions will take over. Here's a roster from Pope John getting started. Number 5, Benny Platt. Number 6, Lucas Rosinski. Number 8, Charlie Formisano. Number 9, Braden Carlson. Number 10, Jason Brennan. 11 is Damian Morales. 12 is Chase Whaley. 13, Dominic DiArco. The quarterback of the Lions, number 15, Matthew Staub. 16 is Lucas Kelshaw. 19, Mark Hedgepeth. 20 is Jude Cofrancesco. 21, Vincenzo Siliberti. 22, Mackay Moon. 23, Sean Klebitz. We'll get back to rosters in just a minute as it's 1st and 10 from the Pope John 43. Staub up to the line with his offense. Here's the snap. Handoff over to the running back, Benny Platt. He'll roll to the right. Runs around the corner. Trying to get past the defensive Toms River. Down to the 30-yard line, and he's met at the sideline. Brought down, but after a nice gain by Benny Platt, he gets all the way down to the Toms River 26. So Platt with a big gainer there, going all the way from his own 43 to the Toms River 26-yard line. A gain of 41 on the play. Excuse me, let me rewind that. That's 31 on the play. So, Staub up to the line. Trying to do math in my head. That could be dangerous. Staub goes ahead and gives it off to Rosinski. Lucas Rosinski, number 6, down to about the 20-yard line. And it'll be 2nd and about 4 to go. 9:10 to go, just starting here at Pope John High and Middle School as the Junior Lions taking on the Toms River Warriors. So, spotting the ball at the 21, we'll say it's 2nd and 5. Staub behind center. Hands it off to Platt. Platt barreling through. Platt in a fullback role right now. And he goes ahead and brings it all the way down to about the 17. Maybe they'll spot it at the 18. It's going to be 3rd and short for Pope John. Okay, so you're going to spot the ball now at the 16-yard line, so. And that'll give Pope John a first down, actually. So, Rosinski was able to get the first down on that. 1st and 10 for the Lions. Staub fakes the handoff, rolls right, and was met by 2 Toms River defenders. And they bring him down just behind the line of scrimmage. Referees will spot the ball right back at the line, so 2nd and 10. Lions in the red zone. It's 8:03 to go, first quarter. No score between Pope John and Toms River. Stop, barking out signals. Pitches it back to Rosinski. It's a little low for him, so he fumbles it, but jumps right on it so nobody can recover. But in the meantime, loses yardage on the play. And that will bring up 3rd and long for Pope John. Let's get back to the rosters real quick. So, number 33 is Jason Cofrancesco. Number 34, Harrison Saradsky. 43 is Tyler Killen. 50 is Colin Bauman. 55, Kevin Murphy. 61, Alex Aguado. Number 88, Nolan Reed. Number 40 is Jacob Jessamaria. He was 92 initially on the roster, but he's been wearing 40 all season. 96, Ryan Lambreglia. 99, Noah Kraus. Here's a handoff to Rosinski. Rosinski rolls to the right. Is he in? Yes! Touchdown, Lions! Lucas Rosinski taking the handoff from Matthew Staub. And he rolls past the Toms River defense and into the end zone. 6-0, Pope John. So an 18-yard run for Lucas Rosinski, and that will put the Lions up 6-0, pending the point after. Lions up to the line for the point after attempt. Yeah, Sean Clements in the backfield. Hands it off to Platt. Platt is met at the line, and the point after attempt is no good. So the score remains Pope John 6, Toms River nothing. 6:53 to go, first quarter. We'll be back with you from Pope John High School right after this. Welcome back to Sparta, New Jersey, here at Pope John High and Middle School, as the Pope John Junior Lions 10 and under squads taking on the Toms River Warriors. Mike Formosano calling today's action for you. Pope John on the scoreboard first in this one, as Lucas Rosinski takes it's a 19-yard rushing touchdown. Handoff for Matthew Staub, and he goes ahead and rolls right into the end zone and puts Pope John up 6-0. Here's the kickoff. It's down to Toms River, where they'll hold on at about the 45-yard line. Kick was low, and it was bouncing end over end past the 50 and down to the 45, and Toms River is able to cover it. So, the Warriors will go to offense for the first time today. .640 to go here. First quarter. Lions up 6-0 on a 19-yard rushing touchdown by Rosinski. Toms River up to the line. Quarterback behind center. 3 men out to his right. Tight formation. Quarterback number 5 will keep it. Run through the line. Gets to the 50, past the 50, and down to about the 47-yard line, where it'll be second and short for Toms River. Second and 3 for the Warriors. Up to the line. Tight formation again by Toms River. No receivers spread out. 2 running backs to the left of the quarterback. Quarterback behind center. He'll keep it, run through the line. Rolls around one defender. Cuts through the middle, over to the right. Now down to about the 40. And that's enough and plenty for the first down. He needed to get to the 45. And the quarterback keeper gets Toms River down to about the 39-yard line of Pope John. Almost halfway through this first quarter, Pope John leads the Toms River Warriors 6-0. Warriors up to the line. Here's a snap to 0-0. 0-0, go ahead and take it through the middle and cuts left. And he's off to the races, to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Can they catch him? They get him down at about the 2-yard line. Matthew Staub, the last man back to get 0-0, who was barreling toward the end zone. And they bring him down at the 2-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for Toms River. So 1st and goal for the Toms River Warriors. A 37-yard rush there by 0-0. The quarterback brings it all the way down to the goal line. 1st and goal from the 2. Now number 5 back at quarterback. Here's a snap. He'll try and keep it. They meet him at the line. Barrels through and gets in the end zone. Touchdown, Toms River. So the quarterback keeper works for the Warriors. He gets into the end zone. And they tie this game up at 6. Meanwhile, number 96 from Pope John, Ryan Lambreglia, being escorted off the field by 2 referees. A little banged up there. We'll see if he's okay, as they're helping him off to the sideline now, and the Pope John coaches will address it. Well, we hope Lambreglia is okay. Point after attempt for Toms River upcoming. Don't know. So we're having issues with the scoreboard right now. It was down to about 5 minutes in the first quarter, and the score is at 6 apiece. So they just want to try and reset the time to 5 minutes. Kind of go from there. Last time I checked, it was 5:21, and they ran off about 20 seconds. Yeah. Keeper by 0-0. He'll roll right and into the end zone. And point after is good. And that will give Toms River a 7-6 lead. So, 5 minutes to go, first quarter. Toms River leads Pope John 7-6. We'll be back right after this. Scoreboard issues. All right. Let's see if they hold up here. Go ahead and reset the clock. Is there a way to go ahead and just, oh, it's blanked out altogether? Is there a way to run a running clock or something like that? I've got a picture with the clock. I'm trying to go ahead and fix it. I know, it's not working. Yeah, we did. We tried that. Is there any way? Yeah. We tried it for about like 30 seconds to recycle it. Is there any way you guys can run the clock down there? All right, let's go ahead and
I'll get it working. I'll get it working.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah.
Welcome back to Pope John High and Middle School here in Sparta, New Jersey, where the Toms River Warriors lead the Pope John Junior Lions 7-6. Here's the kickoff. Goes past a Pope John player and down to about the 35, where they fall on it and they'll hold it, and Pope John will take possession. We have an issue with the scoreboard right now as we are trying to rework it. It's going through some technical difficulties, so the referees on the field will be keeping a manual clock. And at this point in time, there's about 4 minutes to go. So we'll just go with what the referees on the field say until we get the clock working. And the referee in the booth is doing his best to try and get that up and running right now. And we'll go from there. Well, we have the score and we have the down markers, and so we'll go with that. We'll just go with whatever the referees say as far as the time left in the quarter. 1st and 10. Pope John up to the line. Here's a snap to stop. We'll go ahead and give it off to Rosinski. Rosinski rolls to his left. Rosinski down the sideline. He met by about 3 or 4 Toms River defenders and brought down in plus territory at about the 46-yard line. So another big gainer for Lucas Rosinski, and Pope John with the first down. Pope John up to the line. 1st and 10. Lions up to the line at the 46 of Toms River. Here's a snap to stop. We'll hand it off to Platt. Platt barreling through. Gets back to about the line of scrimmage, and that's all. So the running back connection of Platt and Rosinski has been solid all year long. And they're working the magic again today. The runs to the outside with Rosinski have been very solid indeed. However, with Platt, he's been met at the line numerous times now by the Toms River defensive line. So we'll see if Platt can cut through like he usually does. We'll see. He'll find a way to go ahead and do so, I believe. Here's a snap to stop. Hand off again to Platt. And he'll barrel through for a couple. No, it was a fake. It was actually held onto by Staub, and he's brought back in the backfield for about a 2-yard loss. So Staub wasn't able to get it off the Platt. He held onto it, took the sack, instead of trying to hand it off and possibly fumble. So smart decision by Matthew Staub to hold onto it. Takes the 2-yard loss, but they still have possession. 3rd and 12 from the Toms River 48. Pope John up to the line. 3rd and 12 for the Lions. Here's a snap by Staub. The pass over to Mark Hedgemith. Makes the catch, but is met in the backfield and dropped for a loss. Toms River defended that very well and is able to drop Pope John back to their own 48-yard line, where it will be 4th and 16. Timeout on the field. Coach Cofrancesco wants to talk things over. So, minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Toms River Warriors lead the Pope John Junior Lions 7-6. We'll be back with you from Pope John High School right after this.
I had it working.
Oh, yeah,
it just went.
It just went haywire, so. They just have it like they're in a high school game or something like that, you know?
Well, they probably have somebody next to say, get one that says, hit the button to start it, hit the button that stops at the point. All this stuff you don't need.
Welcome back to Pope John High School and Middle School here in Sparta, New Jersey, as the Pope John Junior Lions are faced with a 4th and long against Toms River. Here's a snap by Staub over to Rosinski. Rosinski tries to cut past one defender. He does, but is dropped for a loss in the backfield, where Toms River will take over. So, nothing doing for the Pope John Junior Lions on that drive, and we'll see what happens in defense as they try and stop Toms River from widening their lead. They're up 7-6 here in the first quarter. We are having clock issues here at Pope John High School, so no clock on the scoreboard for you. It's late first quarter. The referees are handling the clock on the field. 7-6 Toms River on the strength of a touchdown by Double Zero, rolled in from the 2-yard line after they had gained a 37-yard rush the play before. So rushing is the key to the game today for Toms River. Meanwhile, Pope John on the scoreboard with a 19-yard touchdown run by Lucas Rosinski to the right of the Lions end zone. And they missed the point after, so that's why it's 7-6 Toms River. Flag on the play. False start against Toms River. That'll put them back 5 yards. So, 1st and 15 will be upcoming for the Warriors. The Lions 1-5 in the season. Losses to Riverview, Southern, Jackson, Manalapan, and Wall on the year. Their one victory against Long Branch Green Wave at Long Branch, the first of a 3-game road trip preceding today's game. So, here's a snap. Hands off to the running back. Running back cuts through to the 40, down to about the 38-yard line where Pope John brings him down. Platt in on that tackle along with Jessa Maria. And that goes ahead and gets most of the yardage back from the penalty and what Toms River needed as well, where it'll be second and about 3. They're going to mark the ball at the 38-yard line of Pope John. So as I was saying, with the way that Pope John was able to get off with the touchdown early in the first quarter, a sign of how they were playing against Long Branch. And again, that's something that we're hoping that they continue today. So here's a snap by Toms River, handing it off to the running back, cuts left, down to about the 35, and gets down to about the 34. Well, it'll be first down, Toms River. Toms River wearing white and gray. It's gray uniforms with blue pants, gray helmets, and trimmed by red. Whereas Pope John in their home blue uniforms, trimmed by gold pants and gold helmets, and white. Both teams wearing pink socks in aware of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And the pink socks for the Pope John Junior Lions were donated by the Siliberti family, so thank you for picking those up. And the referees have called the quarter as they're keeping time on the scoreboard due to a clock malfunction. So that's the end of the first quarter, where the Toms River Warriors will go into the second, leading Pope John 7-6. We'll be back with you from Pope John High School right after this. Welcome back to Pope John High School and Middle School here in Sparta, New Jersey, where the Toms River Warriors hold a slim 7-6 lead over the Pope John Junior Lions. Mike Formisano along with you, calling today's game. Overcast here in Sparta. Looks like it'll rain any minute, but the rain has held off. Cooler conditions than at any time this season, as fall is officially here, and the leaves are turning. So here's a handoff by Toms River, as they go ahead and run it down to about the 37, 36-yard line. And it'll be third and about 6 to go. Pope John now going right to left on your screen. Toms River left to right. Again, we have a clock issue, so we can't keep track of the clock. The referees are keeping it on the field at this point in time. But we have the score for you. It's 7-6 Toms River. And it's going to be second and about 7 to go. Ball marked at the Pope John 32-yard line. 2 rushing touchdowns today, one from 00 for Toms River from 2 yards out, and the 19-yard rushing touchdown by Lucas Rosinski from Matthew Staub. And that gave Pope John the first score of the game. They got the touchdown, but not the point after. That's why it's 7-6. Here's a handoff to number 8. Rolls to his left, trying to cut around the defense. Gets down to the sideline. He's got a first down and more. Going down to the 10, the 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Toms River. So number 8 with the rushing touchdown. We have a flag down in the play. So this thing's going to come back. Holding on Toms River, and that saves Pope John's bacon. They'll go ahead and come back to the 42-yard line, maybe further, maybe down to the 47, as the referees continue to walk it back. They're going to spot the ball at the 45. So, a holding penalty on Toms River negates the touchdown, and Pope John has a second life. 2nd and 20 now for Toms River, back at the Pope John 45-yard line. You always look for those flags after a touchdown, see if one's been thrown. And there's one in the backfield. And Pope John can take a sigh of relief. High formation. Quarterback hands it off to the tailback. Brought down by Jude Cofrancesco. Met him right in the backfield. Nice tackle by Cofrancesco. And Toms River dropped for another loss back at their Pope John 47-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and 22. It's going to be a big turning point in this game for Pope John if they're able to get a turnover on downs from Toms River and get the ball back. Warriors up to the line. Here's a snap. Hand off to the tailback. And brought down by the other Cofrancesco. That's Jason with the tackle. So Jude dropping one Toms River Warrior for a loss. And now Jason meeting the tailback of the line. He did gain about 2, but still brought him down, where it will be 4th and long for Toms River. So the Cofrancescos, Jude and Jason, getting the job done on defense. And we'll see what happens. 4th and long for Toms River now, as Pope John trying to get the ball back and trying to recapture the lead. Timeout on the field as Toms River talking things over on this 4th and long. Warriors had a long rushing touchdown negated by a holding penalty. It was number 8 who was able to rumble in from the left side of the field, but it was all brought back due to a holding call. And so now Toms River trying to work past that. It's 4th and long. Quarterback with a man in motion from left to right, and the handoff goes to the man in motion, 24. He cuts around to the right and is brought down by Mark Hedgepeth. Hedgepeth fired up with that tackle of number 24, and that will force Toms River to turn it over on downs. So Pope John gets the ball back on that tackle by Hedgepeth. That was 4th down, so now it goes back over to Pope John, where they'll take over at about the 35, maybe 36-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 35. Charlie Formasano into the game for Pope John. We got a timeout on the field. Coach Cofrancesco wants to talk things over. So, 2nd quarter, and the Toms River Warriors lead 7-6. Pope John will start the drive from their own 35 when we come back right after this. Welcome back to Pope John High School and Middle School here in Sparta, New Jersey, for today's action between the Junior Lions and the Toms River Warriors. Mike Formisano calling today's game for you. We're in the second quarter where Toms River leads 7-6. Here's Staub with the handoff over to Rosinski, and he's met as he gets past the line down to about the 38 of Pope John. So a gainer of about 3 for Rosinski. And I'll make it 2nd and 7. Lions up to the line. Again, we're unsure about the clock as we're having some scoreboard issues. They're keeping a running clock on the field. Here's a handoff by Staub to Rosinski, who gets down to about the 43-yard line. So, 2 rushing plays by Rosinski. That'll make it 3rd and 2. Formisano out of the game now. Staub comes back into the huddle. Lions up to the line. 3rd and 2 from their own 43. Midway through the second quarter here. Staub barking out signals. Handoff over to Rosinski. He's met right at the line and dropped for a loss. So it'll be 4th and 3 for Pope John as they'll try and figure out a way to cut through the Toms River defense and get the first down. They've got to get down to about the 45. Fourth and 3 for the Lions. Staub up to the line. Platt and Rosinski in the backfield. Pitch is over to Rosinski, who rolls to his left. Down the sidelines, the 45 to 50, the 45 to 40. He's got 3 defenders to beat. He sidesteps another. There he is, off to the races. Lucas Rosinski, touchdown Lions. A 57-yard touchdown run by Lucas Rosinski, and the Pope John Junior Lions have taken the lead, 12-7. So Staub back out now to the huddle to attempt the point after. Lions missed their first point after, so that's why they have 12 right now. Toms River did make theirs, so they are at 7. So 12-7, Pope John leads, looking to go up 13-7. Whistle on the play, and timeout. Coach Cole Francisco wants to set things up, try and get this point after right. So, Pope John will come back with a point after touchdown attempt right after this. Welcome back to Pope John High School and Middle School here. Mike Formisano calling today's action as the Pope John Junior Lions have just gone up on the Toms River Warriors, 12-7. Point after attempt from Pope John upcoming. Staub up to the line. Rosinski in the backfield. Here's a handoff to Platt. Platt trying to barrel through. Did he get across the goal line? Referees say no good. So Platt met just shy of the goal line. The point after fails, but the Pope John Junior Lions do lead 12-7 as they'll go back on defense here in the second quarter. We don't have an actual time as of this point, as we are having clock issues on the scoreboard. So the referee's keeping it manually on the field, and we will give you our best guesstimate as we go along. So 12-7, Pope John leads over Toms River here in the second quarter. It's starting to rain here in Sparta, New Jersey. It is a warm, cool afternoon here for fall. Probably about 55, 60 degrees. Light rain, much better than the first game of the season where Pope John took on Riverview, the Chargers, and that was in a almost monsoon. It was actually the remnants of a hurricane that had come from down south. So that game, Pope John was their first this season. They lost that one to Riverview, and it's been pretty good weather for most of this season until today's game where it's overcast and now with a light rain. Pope John will take it, though, one way or another. Second quarter, they lead over Toms River 12-7. Here's the kickoff. Goes down, hits Toms River, but they are able to fall on it at the 50-yard line and keep possession. So they'll mark it at the 49 of Pope John. That's where Toms River will start out. Substitutions into the game. Number 10, Jason Brennan coming in. You got Platt and the Co-Francescos, Jude and Jason, on the line right now, along with Kelshaw out there, Hedgepith. You got Klebitz in the secondary, along with Siliberti. Pope John getting set up, trying to get the ball back before the end of the half and try and add to their 12-7 lead. Rosinski with 2 rushing touchdowns today, one from 19 yards out, one from 57. And that has given Pope John a 12-7 advantage. First and 10 from the Pope John 49. Toms River, quarterback under center. 3 men out to his right. Tight formation. Quarterback keeps it. Cuts through the defensive line and dropped at about the 46, where it'll be 2nd and 7. Toms River out of the huddle, back up to the line. 2nd and 7 from the Pope John 46. Quarterback under center, 1 man in the backfield. Here's a handoff to the tailback. He cuts right and goes on an inside slant and is met there by Benny Platt at about the 37-yard line, and that's good for a Toms River first down. Flag on the play, however, that's going to bring it back. Holding call against Toms River. Another big one, and that will set back the Toms River Warriors. So negate the first down run, and the ball will go back into Toms River territory at their own 49-yard line. So I'll tell you, the first one was a killer for Toms River. That negated a touchdown rush by number 8 for Toms River. Brought it all the way back to the Pope John 45, and that's the reason Pope John is winning right now, negating that touchdown. This one hurts too, not as much, but it does set them back to 2nd and long. 12 yards to go from their own 49-yard line. They've got to get to the Pope John 39. Man in motion, it's number 5 from right to left. Now another man in motion, that's 00, and he takes the handoff. He cuts down through the middle, over to the left, down the sidelines to the 40, the 35, and is driven out of bounds at about 31, maybe 32-yard line. And that is good enough for a Toms River first down. So, big gainer by number 00, as he has the touchdown today for Toms River. He's also been acting as the pseudo quarterback as well. Number 5, it looks like be the quarterback for Toms River. He's been in the majority of the plays, but number 00's gone in under center, taken a snap a few times, and run with it. So in this play, he was cutting from right to left in motion, took the handoff for number 5, and was able to get a big gainer. They're going to mark it at the 30, so a 21-yard gain for number 00. Now I formation for Toms River. One wide out to the right. That's number 29. Here's a handoff and a fumble, but he picks it up right away. That's number 8. Well, number 9 for Toms River. Toms River going down. 5. And into the end zone. Touchdown. The Warriors. Number 9 with the handoff after an initial fumble. He was able to grab it, hold on to it, cut all the way down the sideline to the right. And the Warriors get on the board with the touchdown there. And that will make it 13-12, Toms River. So the Warriors back on top. Late second quarter. Touchdown run by number 9. Makes it 13-12. And the Warriors going for the point after against Pope John. Quarterback under center. Number 5 in motion. We got a false start. Actually, they're going to mark it. Looks to be encroachment. We'll get confirmation of that in just a minute. Yep, they're going to go ahead and mark it down to about the 1-yard line now. As the Pope John penalty will make it even closer to the goal line for the point after attempt. Quarterback for Toms River now is number 2. With one tailback. Number 5 in motion from right to left. Second man in motion now coming across. Right to left. Fake. Now handed off to the... No, it's kept by the quarterback. And he's met at the line. But he still is able to get in on a second effort. And that will put Toms River up 14-12. So the Warriors able to convert on their second point after touchdown, and they hold a 14-12 lead. Late second quarter between Toms River and Pope John, and the Lions will try and get back in the lead before halftime. So we'll return to Pope John High School and Middle School right after this, where Toms River leads Pope John 14-12. Welcome back to Sparta, New Jersey, and Pope John High School, where the Pope John Junior Lions taking on the Toms River Warriors. Mike Formisano calling today's action for you. Toms River has just gone back up, 14-12 on Pope John. We are in the second quarter. We are still having scoreboard issues, so we don't have an exact clock. It's being kept on the field by the referees. But needless to say, it's late second quarter, and Toms River is kicking off. Kickoff from the 40 by number 5, who's also been the quarterback today. And he's kicking off, gets it down to about the 50. It's touched by Toms River. Do they recover? Nope. It looks like Pope John has it. So Pope John did recover. They'll hold on to it. Looks to be Vincenzo Siliberti, who may have gone ahead and held on to the ball there. So, 1st and 10 for Pope John. They'll take over at the 48-yard line. Looking to get back on top in this one. Late second quarter, Toms River leads 14-12. Lions up to the line. Staub under center. Platt in the backfield. Here's the handoff. Oh no, fake by Staub. A roll to his left. Trying to get around one defender. He does. Down to about the 45. Finally dragged down. But a big gainer for Staub as he's able to get past 24. Singleton for Toms River. But Singleton was able to bring him down at the Toms River 45. It'll be 2nd and 3 to go. Pope John back up to the line. 2nd and 3. Staub under center. Barking out signals. Here's a snap. Fakes the handoff to Platt. Throws it downfield to Rosinski, who makes the catch at the 35-yard line. Lucas Rosinski with the reception from Matthew Staub. And that'll give Pope John a first down at the Toms River 35-yard line. Pope John back up to the line. 1st and 10 from Toms River 35. Late second quarter. We don't have an exact time due to scoreboard issues. The referees are keeping a look at the clock, however. Here's Staub. Pitch back to Clements. He's hitting the backfield. Brought down at about the 38-yard line. 2nd and 12. We're going to mark the ball at the 37. Referee going ahead and signaling one to the sideline. I think that's 1 minute. So they're saying there's about a minute to go. Pope John better hurry to get to the end zone. Here's Staub. Fakes a handoff to Platt. Gives it to Rosinski. He's hitting the backfield and dropped again for a loss at the 40-yard line. That's going to make it 3rd and long for the Lions. Pope John needs to get to the 25 for another first down, but they may be running out of time here in this first half as well. Staub under center, takes a snap, goes back to throw, down to Rosinski. It goes through his hands and incomplete. Fourth and 16 for Pope John from the Toms River 41. Referees again looking at the clocks on the field. There's no clock on the scoreboard due to issues with it, so they're trying to repair that. In the meantime, Staub coming back out to the huddle. Maybe one more play in this half for Pope John. Try and get on the board again. It's 14-12, Toms River with a 2-point lead. Staub under center, Henchman out to the left. Staub takes a snap. Pitch back to Rosinski. He rolls to his right. Down to the 40, the 35, and is met by Toms River defenders. Spun about on a 360 there and brought down at about the 34. And Pope John turns the ball over on downs. And the referees just blew the whistle as if that is a halftime, and that looks to be. So, halftime here from Pope John High and Middle School, where the Toms River Warriors hold a 14-12 lead. We'll be back with second half action this one after the halftime show.